lazy dude time, and we're gonna read some comics. Yes, we're gonna read them. It's lazy dude time, I'm gonna tell you all about it. Let's all go and read them comics. It's Lazy Dude 99. So, you might have noticed that in my recent reviews I've been wearing a suit. I'm not too sure but that I'm going to be doing that anymore, mostly because it makes me look a little too much like the Nostalgia Critic. Or it makes it look like I'm copying him. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. So I love doing top 10 lists. You know that I do. I have plenty of them on my channel. But alas, I'm running out of things to talk about. So I thought, hey, why don't I do a top 10 list of stuff that doesn't really matter? Pointless stuff. More like a pointless top 10. So I tried doing one, but it just didn't really work. It was too long and the video was too boring. So I thought, I'll lower it down to 5. I can keep people interested for a pointless top 5. But hey, it's a new type of video, so I'm going to need a new intro. Okay, so, my pointless top 5. What's my pointless top 5 going to be? My first one? Well, I decided to make my first one not really pointless, but different. So, my first one is my top 5 board games. I know. So come on, come along with me. Let's watch my pointless top 5. Number 5. Clue. Clue, the ultimate game of mystery. Who did it? Where was it done? And what was the weapon? Oh man, I like Clue. Clue is a really fun game. Basically, like, this is one of those games where everyone has to have played it once. I don't care if you're in Africa. Most people have played Clue. I mean, the whole purpose of Clue is to find out what I just said. Who is the murderer out of the 6 players that can play? What did where was the person killed? And what was the weapon? Now, I must say that the people of Clue must be idiots. Not the people who made Clue. I mean the characters, because, okay, for one thing, where was the person killed? Well, obviously you found this person somewhere, unless he was stuffed into a closet. It was that room that you found him in. And 2, you could usually tell by the weapons how he was killed. If it's blunt force trauma to the head, that could probably wrench, lead pipe, candlestick. Maybe revolver if you use the blunt end, but you know. If it's a stabbing wound, that means it's the knife. If it's a throat markings, that's the rope. And if it's a gunshot, it's the darn revolver. This game is so famous that they even made a Clue movie. No famous actors in it, say, except for Christopher Lloyd and that other guy who plays the butler. Anyway, yeah, Clue is a great game, and it's for all ages. Like, they've made Clue Junior. I say forget it. Let kids play this. It's mysterious, and sometimes the game can be really close because people are guessing, finding out, trying to guess what is in the middle. Clue definitely makes it on the top 5 board games. Number 4. Stratego. Now, I don't care if you haven't heard of this game or what, but this is a good game. I mean, basically, it's kind of like chess, but with way more pieces. Basically, there is your flag. Your flag is your kingship, your top man. And on the higher ranking your soldiers, the more powerful they are. For example, a marshal, who is the most powerful out of them all, can easily take out a general or a colonel or whatever. But a colonel can take out a major because they're lower, but a general can take out a colonel. You see, it's basically ranks. The higher power you are, the more powerful you are. There are bombs hidden all around that if you land on them, you blow up. The only person who can land them and not blow up are the miners. The only problem is the miners aren't very powerful. There are the scouts who can go as far as any direction. Everyone else can only move one space. But scouts can go as far as any direction as they can. And they're basically just pieces to find out who the other pieces are. Then there's the spy. The spy is an important piece because it's the only one that can kill a marshal other than A, another marshal, or B, a bomb. However, the marshal can kill the spy if it gets to jump on the spy first. It gets a nice strategy into it, how you have to try to trick the other team's marshal into going right beside your spy enough so it's your turn when you can jump on them. Basically, it's really strategic how to try to get to the other flag. And just so great fun to play.
Number 3.
Monopoly. Ah, yes, the cousin of the Pringles guy, Mr. Monopoly. Now, Monopoly is just a game that is total fun. I mean, every inch of this game has been thought out to a T. The cards sometimes are not. The chance cards, everything. And let me just say, there are way too many kinds of Monopoly. Dogopoly, Catopoly, Farmopoly, Possumopoly. Let's see, Race Car-opoly. We've had Canada-opoly, Halifax-opoly. Every type of opoly you can think of, there has been an opoly of it. I mean, I'm getting opoly outrageous. It's just weird. But hey, it's the way it goes, and everyone loves a game of Monopoly. The reason I put it at number 3 and not at number 1 is because basically it's almost impossible to have a close game of Monopoly. Sure, it can be close in the middle, but when it comes to the end, it's usually just a guy hanging on for dear life while another guy with half the board in his possession takes over the world. I mean, not to mention that there's also so many different rules. Money on free parking, the auction. Like, my family never auctioned off properties. If you didn't want to buy it, you didn't have to. But then apparently there's a rule that you have to auction. And there's so many different rules that you can change it, and it's such a great game. And I always want to be the car. Sometimes I can't be the car, but I always want to be. Heck, this game is so popular, I made my own Monopoly board. It took me a whole year, mostly because I didn't spend time on it. Hey, that's how it goes. Monopoly. Whoever thought business could be fun?
Number 2. To see the rest of my list, go to part 2.